Hi guys, what's up? It's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, here in a new office and with a new show. So welcome to episode 8 of This Week in Spaceflight History. Each week I team up with my friends at the Orbital Mechanics podcast to recreate a historic, albeit sometimes obscure spaceflight event. Today's mission, Zond 4, which launched on March 2nd, 1968 from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Now, this mission is really cool, and I didn't know about it at all before tonight. So let's see what Zond 4 is like on this episode of This Week in Spaceflight History.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Hip hip everybody, how's it going? I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. This is my friend, Uncle Dad, Jacob Pauli. He's the Everyday Questionnaire, uncle to everyone and dad to some. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Are you sure?
Emotionally, I've had a great week. Physically, I've struggled.
You have a black eye.
Yeah.
Your hand looks like you put it inside a toaster.
Yeah, I feel like I put it inside of a toaster.
What happened?
Just a couple of different incidents. It wasn't a fight or anything like that. I burned myself badly in a cooking accident, and then I got a black eye by casually falling asleep while reading and just going, ha-boom, and knocking it on the glass.
No way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm doing great. I don't want that to mislead you. I'm doing great.
Okay. I'm glad that you're here, mostly with a big heart.
Oh, the biggest.
The biggest heart. And
I'm sorry, not as big as those little green fellas that I love so much.
You're right, not as big as the little green fuzz, but here's the deal. So we're changing some stuff up today, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on. Like a lot of new things, a lot of new tricks, a lot of new who knows. But let's see, first off, I think we have to do something that's probably the most important thing.
Get that helmet off?
I need to take this helmet off.
You're going to be sweating to death if you don't.
I'll be sweating to death if I don't.
Well, I know how to do it.
Oh.
The helmet's coming off. Let every day put your jaw on the floor. The helmet's coming off. Can you do it? Can you master the Zond 4? While the helmet's coming off.
Got a little spicy at the
A
end.
little extra note. I like to throw that in every once in a while.
Just a little extra, I burnt the crap out of my hand, extra spicy note.
I didn't think I'd be able to play the guitar tonight.
So this is a huge upgrade.
Yeah, I was Marty McFly just a minute ago, but now all of a sudden I'm back.
Oh, man. So, real quick, I need to give a quick shout out to my Patreon members. Big, huge thank you to my Patreon members. If you want to help support the show, please visit patreon.com/everydayastronaut. Let's get to the fun stuff here. We're going to pop on over here to the VAB. Now, today's mission is called Zond 4, and before today, I had never even heard of that. But what it was a Russian mission to the moon. And, it didn't have any people on it. It was their first attempt to kind of go like beyond low Earth orbit with a human-rated spacecraft. So this was their Soyuz capsule, but they launched it on a bigger vehicle known as the Proton K rocket. So
It
this
looks
is
like
that. I pre-built this. Maybe after hours, guys out there in mission control. I might do something where I'll show you how I built this if you're interested. But I kind of pre-built it just so, we don't have to waste our time. We got to get to it. This is a mission to the moon. But actually, the funny thing about this, it didn't go to the moon at all. It went 180 degrees opposite of the moon.
Oh, whoops.
It was intentional. So here's what happened. They wanted to test and make sure they knew how to kind of do like a lunar orbit. But they didn't want to have to screw around with like because once you get towards the moon, its gravity will change your, where you're going a lot. They're like, screw that. Let's just make sure we know how to do this. Kind of the translunar injection. So they just did the burn 180 degrees opposite of where they would normally do it and flew out to where the moon would be, but in real life it was only exact 180 degrees away from them.
I feel like that's some Cold War trickery at its finest.
It is. It's like, yeah, we went to the moon.
But did we?
Where it was like 14 days ago or something. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So that's all we're going to do today. And what I did, so this Proton M is a massive, massive rocket. It's still used today, or this is the Proton K, sorry. But what it has is 6 engines on the main stage, and they don't gimbal. And remember, gimbling is like how the engine steers.
Just a little wag.
It's a little wiggle wobble. Yep, kind of like a rudder of a boat. And then it has these things called vernier engines, and or they're just basically the exhaust, and those can steer. So I kind of put those in here to steer. The next stage has 4 main engines. The third stage up here, this is a big rocket.
It's a monster.
It's a monster. So
I love that little fella on top. Like, what is that thing gonna do?
Oh, you'll see.
Is that for the fun? No, the very top.
Oh, this is in case it needs to abort. It can pull the whole.
Oh, it's like a little bottle rocket.
It's a big bottle rocket. Yeah.
How big is that? Is that like how big is that little thing up there?
In real life?
Yeah.
Probably 6 foot tall.
Oh my goodness.
It's a big thing.
Is a monster.
It ain't no joke. It is no joke. So I think we're ready to launch this thing. I mean, it's a beauty. I think, yeah. I don't see any reason why not, right?
Yeah, this is great.
All right, well,
let's... just checking out comments over here from Control Center.
Yeah, from Mission Control there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Control Center. Control
on
Alt
my phone,
Center.
When I swipe up on my phone is what I meant.
Control Center.
Yeah.
So we're trying a few new things here, everybody, and I appreciate your patience. I had to redo everything in my app today. This is 100% a fresh statement. I'm 100% ground up. So
it feels fresh.
It feels fresh. I'm just trying to
clean it up. Spacious and fresh. I love it here.
We moved into I got a new office space. I'm ready, you know.
What size that?
Yeah.
It's like twice as tall as that water tower.
I would say it is. Yeah, that's a pretty good estimate.
Or a third.
Yeah. I don't know, something.
50%.
Anyway, sure. Are you guys ready for this? I think this is a good one. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, hit it. Oh, good. We are going up. That's the direction we want to go.
Oh, burn. Look at that fella.
Isn't that great, though? So hello out there to everybody in Mission Control. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm trying to make it so on YouTube it makes more sense. Because, oh man, sometimes I'm watching some of them, they're just a little bit too scatterbrained. Really? A little bit. We're just trying to kind of condense it so that I actually can kind of do some teaching if we need to. For those people that are tuning in on YouTube. And if you are tuned in on YouTube, you can join live and ask questions and teach me things. That's my favorite thing about live. Is
a lot of knowledge out there.
A lot of knowledge.
A lot of crazy real
My mission people, my Mission Control people are amazing. And yeah, they will teach me. You can teach me. You can ask questions. We do this live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, 3 UTC. So yeah.
What are we burning in there right now? What kind of fuel are we talking about here? Gas?
Oh,
unleaded?
Just straight up high octane. No, actually, that's a good question. I probably should have looked into it a little more. But they did use hypergolic fuels, which are super toxic. Of course, it's Soviet Union. They don't care about cancer and stuff.
Before Chernobyl, right?
This is probably, yeah, definitely before Chernobyl. This is 1968. But what the advantage is, you don't have to spark it. As soon as the two fuels, the kind of the fuel and the oxidizer come in contact, they blow up no matter what. So basically, you can open up 2 valves and create a flame, So it has its advantages, but it is some nasty stuff. Really nasty stuff.
Not good for the environment.
Not good for anything.
Not green by any means.
The opposite of green.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like brown.
Or like, I think purple or yellow or something might be the opposite on this. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe black.
You ever think about using like a butane or what do I use? My propane or my grill or anything like that ever?
Well, funny you mentioned, the most common rocket fuel is actually RP1, which is actually just a highly refined kerosene. And which same with jet fuel is actually just refined kerosene. And rocket fuel RP1 is typically even a more highly refined version of jet fuel. Isn't that crazy? I'm doing a bad job of grabbing term, whatever. It's not like I'm, flying opposite of the moon or anything today.
Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna actually do the thing today?
Yeah, Jacob, this is the 9th episode. Or 8th episode or something. You should know this.
That we're actually go the wrong way?
Yes!
Oh, cool. We're not gonna get to see the moon. We're not gonna want to see the moon. What's it called in here? Is it called?
It's called Moon. M-U-N. Oh.
That was quite a piece of jump. Jumped up.
That was our first stage. Bye. Luckily, that just will fall into the ocean.
I don't think so, man.
Well, I know it looks like it, but here we can
get a visual.
Yeah, we can get a visual. So see, right now, even if we turned off our engines, we would just fall into the ocean. But it looks like relative to our motion, it does look like it's gonna fall.
But it's still moving forward like we were.
Exactly. It carried all the same momentum. We just now have more momentum. And that's how first and second stages and third stages and stuff would work. You ditch the empty part and you start with a fresh rocket base. You know what I mean? We started off with like when we ditched that first stage, now we let go of all that and we started going, we're going like 600 or 600 meters per second or something, and we're like 20,000 feet in the air, 20,000 meters in the air, and boom, we start with a brand new fresh rocket. And then once that one runs out, you start over again, and you get a fresh rocket again. So that's kind of what's multi-stage, and that's due to the rocket equation, So here we go. We're getting up to about where we need to be altitude-wise. So once we get above 70,000 meters, we are in space. So here we go.
Right now we're like Felix Baumgartner type space.
Yeah, we're a little higher than that even.
That's really my only gauge is how high it is.
So he still had to be in quite a bit of atmosphere because his balloon was being held up by atmosphere. So the I forget, was it just helium?
There was actually helium shortage. I'm not kidding. There was an actual helium shortage
Really?
in the United States because they had to this little flight. They didn't want to build it all up.
Wow.
So they wasted all that helium.
That's so crazy. Helium is like a very limited resource.
God couldn't get it.
That's crazy. Thanks a lot.
Why was it getting helium? You might ask. I think I'm
You got one of those way back in Felix Baumgartner days?
Yeah.
You were way ahead
Right
of
on top
time.
of it.
I feel like that's like just a thing kids are doing these days.
Nowadays.
That was
so ahead of time. So California.
Oh, let's check in with mission control here though. We got our friend Ian Pineapple, and I don't think I've ever seen I1 a little bit again. Okay. I don't know how I can do that without just popping it up on the screen here.
How about this music? These are all original, everyday astronaut tracks.
That's true. Man, I keep moving this down more. Maybe our vocals are cool. But there we go.
Keep us updated on that kind of stuff. That's really helpful to know.
Also, that's true. I did turn off the compressor because I don't know. I kind of got scared. So maybe I'll have to turn the compressor back on.
Did you forget to use gas?
No, I turned it off quick. We're gonna kind of go into a little coast period.
Okay. Those are some hot engines back there.
Yeah, they're glowing. They are ready for it.
Those engines are what my hand feels like about every day. since my kitchen accident. There we go. They're cooling down a little bit.
Good. So someone asked, how do I wash the spacesuit? Do you know the answer to this?
I've heard it. It's pretty interesting.
What is the answer?
The answer is that you don't.
That's right. Mostly because, I took a bath in it once. Does that count? I stood in a shower without the water running. Does that count?
That does not, but taking a bath in it absolutely counts.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
It probably got a lot of the grime off of it. You're probably right. Don't tell me I ran out of juice. Okay, good. I'm just getting nervous over here. I'm going to kind of circularize our orbit here. So if I didn't relight this engine right now, we would fall right back into the atmosphere. So the atmosphere stops at about 70,000 on this planet. And so notice that right now, if we were to not relight this engine, we would go down to 60. So we're going to kind of speed up a little bit, and that's going to circularize us. Ta-da! We're parked. I'm going to actually ditch this stage, even though we still have some fuel left in it.
You got money or something?
We have quite a bit, and they actually left, I just read somewhere that they actually left extra fuel in it, believe it or not, for some reason. They had high margins. So we're going to treat it kind of like that. I also want to get in the sunlight where I can see this beautiful separation, so check this out. Hopefully this all works okay.
That looks like
Now watch this. There's a whole treasure trove hidden inside this thing. So we'll turn on the engine. Now we're going to eject this.
Whoa. Mamacita.
Yeah. We're getting serious. Now we can eject. Oh.
Uh-oh.
What was that? Was that me ejecting this? No, that was me ejecting that. Thank goodness. Okay.
You don't need that guy anymore?
Not the abort tower. That's just an abort tower in case something happens on the launch pad or like basically in flight.
Okay, I really like the look of it though.
It was cool, wasn't it? But look at this.
It looks like a beacon and where you can. Oh my goodness gracious.
Pretty sweet, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty legit.
Solar panels? Those are solar panels?
Yeah.
They were using solar panels in the 60s?
Oh yeah. That's the main reason we have solar panels is thanks to space. Thanks space. Thanks space.
Thanks space. And I don't even mean that in a
sarcastic way.
Thanks a lot, space.
What have you ever done for us?
Yeah, I
Literally.
really mean it. Thanks, space.
So what we're gonna do? Okay, if we were to normally go to the moon, we would burn 90 degrees from the moon. So right now, see how we're like kind of north, like or like 12 o'clock on the planet,
Okay.
and the moon's over here at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's where we'd want to burn. And what would happen is we would go forward here, and it would extend our highest point way out to here, and we'd run into the moon.
Or our apoapsis.
Our apoapsis,
Yes.
exactly.
I'm learning eight seasons, eight shows.
Episodes. You're learning.
It probably took 8 seasons for me.
And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the exact opposite of that. We're gonna start down at 6 o'clock, and that'll make sure that we literally go the exact opposite of the moon. So here we go. Now we're just gonna face forward. So we're gonna go on our prograde vector here, which is facing forward. So this is us now going in the direction we're traveling, with our engines pointed, ready to go. Can you kind of see we're going? And we're going this way. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now we're just doing a burn.
Feel the burn.
And we're raising our apoapsis, it's our highest point, and this will go way out here, 180 degrees from where the moon is.
So, because the moon is gonna be down there by the time we get
exactly. Because the moon moves.
What if they had forgotten that very vital point that you have to delete it?
Then,
Like you're throwing a football to a receiver, you
Well,
gotta delete the moon. What if they'd forgotten it? Maybe that's what happened. They were so embarrassed they didn't want to
you
say
know what?
it.
I mean, there was some flubs back then.
I bet that's what happened. Oops.
But Russia has still actually never sent anyone out past low Earth orbit. They've sent a lot of stuff out, but not people. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Oh, by the way, Gaming with Saber, he's reminding us, so we call this apoapsis here. That's a generic term. Apogee is what you'd call it if you're around the Earth. He had a couple other ones. Let's see, depending on what body you're on. So yeah, there's like, what's that called with apophelion and perihelion. Yeah, apophelion and perihelion. Isn't that crazy? Like it changes depending on what you're orbiting.
Really?
So like Luna, or like, I don't know if it's Luna or I don't know exactly what they call it. But yeah, Duna. It's not Duna.
It's not a tuna.
Hey, we got Danny Lockhart.
Oh man, I'll take a little Danny Lockhart any day. It's Danny and Tommy. We wrote a song about him one time.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's called Danny and Tommy Christmas.
Did they love it or did they
I
hate
think they
it?
loved it. I hope they loved it.
I hate it.
No. You are quickly approaching the point you want.
Yep.
Outer ring.
Whoop! We're gonna stop right there. And that's the trajectory they took basically. So now watch so let's just check in with this beautiful thing because it's just so pretty. That really does look
beautiful. Beautiful sun behind there.
Isn't that great?
Can we call that the sun?
Yeah, it is the sun. All these big horns from Reality Bounced. So it's apoloon and periloon is for the moon. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Okay, so now I'm going to speed up time a little bit here, and we're going to watch the Earth get further and further away from us. Watch this.
I feel like the music just happened at the right time too, like you would plan this out.
I wish so.
There's a little breakdown, a little instrumental breakdown here. Oh, it's beautiful. This is a really beautiful game.
It really is. Yeah. Look at that. So we're getting further and further and further away. You know what's interesting? So we actually slow down the further away we get. And that's literally just means you're going uphill. And then you get to the top, and you speed up all the way down. So you can really see that. Like I'll go ahead and kind of speed this up one more notch, because otherwise it'll take us a long time.
Yeah, we are slowing down.
Our speed is actually decreasing a lot. We'll be crawling by the time we get out here.
Because we're still being affected by Kerbin's gravity.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Dang it, I'm getting it.
You are getting it.
We are crawling right now.
Yeah, look, it almost puts on the brakes. So if we were to actually stop here, so we're gonna end up being like 100 meters per second or something like that. 150. And if we slow down here, we would literally just end up crashing right back into
Straight back down. We lose that.
We lose a little bit that we're...
What's this thing? What's this? It's we'd lose a parabola.
Yeah, exactly. And we'd literally, it'd compress and we'd squeeze and we'd fall literally straight back down to Kerbin.
That's crazy.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I didn't get it. I guess I still don't get it, but I get it a little bit. That's pretty awesome. What's that purple fella out there?
There's 2 moons on Kerbin. Okay. We're ignoring that one. You just confused everyone in the world.
Sorry about that, everybody.
But what we are going to do, we are going to slow down a little bit here, because in real life we need to re-enter. And what they did is they messed up on this re-entry process on this mission, and it actually blew up. They aborted it. They realized like, uh-oh, and they let it like purposely blow up.
I gotta say, this does not pass the smell test. I think that they made a huge mistake from the get-go, from Jump Street. I feel like they aimed this thing in the wrong direction, or they forgot that the moon would be in a different position.
No.
This smells like a big old stinky failure on the part of the 1960s Russians.
It was 68. They knew what they were doing.
I don't know. Sounds fishy.
I don't know.
Were we at that point where we actively racing them to the moon?
Yeah, yes, very much so. This was like the height of it.
Had we already been to the moon?
Nope.
I'm no private investigator, but something doesn't add up here. Look at that beautiful sight.
So we're gonna fall back now. We are now, we're actually lowering. You can see our altitude gauge. We're actually starting to fall, and this will speed back up now. So we're literally just falling back. Watch this. It'll be slow, but really slow.
Are there people out in the world that play this game in real time and don't speed up?
I think a little bit. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Wow.
It'd be a fun challenge. I've thought about doing it.
And there we are, finding ourselves exactly opposite of the moon.
Pretty close. I was a little ahead of it.
No, I still think it's going to be back behind us.
Well, it is. We already hit the top.
Got it.
Yeah. But look at how quick we're falling back now. And look at our speed increase. I'm going to slow it down here a little bit just so we can really see.
Now, how will you slow down?
So we're going to ditch.
Right by.
We're going to ditch our thing, and we are going to actually just let the atmosphere slow us down. Which is.
We're going to enter at this kind of speed.
Yeah. And this is actually how we'd enter in real life too, with people on board even.
Oh my goodness, it's going so fast.
So let's get rid of this. This also is just here for looks, really.
I gotta say, Karen NS, Syrian. In Soviet Russia, moon comes to you. I like that.
Okay, things are blowing up, but it's not us. It's okay.
Ian says, Ian, who is just every week. I love Ian on here.
He's a moderator. He takes it seriously. I love him.
I love it too. He's that Catholic guy face too. Again, I like that. They knew what they were doing. Look at the N1, and that must be some.
That's sarcastic.
Oh,
and the N1 was their moon rocket.
Oh, but it didn't make it.
It blew up a bunch. So he's saying
Joking.
They knew what they were doing. Look at the N1. Sarcastic.
And that's why the Kappa thing is on there.
Yeah,
I'm getting this.
They're getting it. You're getting Twitch. You're getting.
That looks like Johnny Rogers, though. That's what kills me. That Kappa guy looks like.
I don't think so. I don't think. Maybe they don't know who Johnny Rogers is. Now you just.
No, sorry. Don't worry about it. He was just one of the greatest astronauts of all time. I can't believe you guys don't know him.
Oh, that's great. So here we go. We're re-entering, and now we're using the atmosphere to slow ourselves down. And what they actually try to do is they try to dip in, slow down, but actually kind of like spike back up and then come down again.
Is that for to
and we
burn
might
off
be
a little
doing
speed?
that. So
or burn off a little burn.
Do like kind of dip in. I think it was so it could be a more gentle thing, but what happened is they came in too steep right on the first time and just.
And she went skipping.
They were nervous about it landing or like crashing down in populated areas.
That's like something you gotta hand some for that.
Yeah, you do. You do have to hand it to him for that. So look, we're actually doing that now. We're gonna pop up here. We're gonna be coming up. So we're actually raising in altitude right now. We're actually coming back up. You can see our altitude gauge. We're doing a bob. We're doing a lot bigger bob than I think they would have ever done.
I'm just alarmed by the amount of fire coming off of us right now. Is that not a problem?
That's normal. It's plasma. It's literally the air gets so hot because we're going so fast. You know, imagine if you ever been like in a car going super fast and you can feel all that pressure. You know, out the window, like your hand.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine doing that.
Friction.
Yeah, it creates friction. Imagine doing that like an insane amount more, and it literally gets to the point where ignites plasma.
And then your hand would be on fire.
Is that what happened to you?
Yes.
I knew it.
I was just out the top of a convertible. Hey! And they just accelerated so fast.
So fast. How fast? What did they go?
2.1 second to 60. 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, that's what did it.
It's the car that I've ever seen.
Just not even a big deal. Return trajectory from missions like Apollo 13 had a fairly small margin. Coming too steep and they would burn up in the atmosphere, too shallow and they would have skipped off like a rock on a pond. Gaming, they did say that exactly, pretty much verbatim in the movie, but it's not necessarily true. You wouldn't skip off and go flinging out into the atmosphere. You do exactly what we just did. We came in too shallow, and look, you just go back around. But the problem is, this could be another, in real life, if you did that, you might be out there for 2 or 3 more days. And
what if you got out there and lost all your fuel and didn't have any more fuel?
Well, at this point, we're coasting, really.
So you could hit that trajectory without any fuel at this point? Because of the momentum that we already have.
The momentum we already have, yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, wow.
So it didn't slow us down enough. And normally, if this slowed us down enough, this would literally just lower until we come back in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. It's pretty cool, too.
Ian has 2 goals. His ultimate life goals are 1, put something in space.
Yeah.
2, don't die on Earth. That's a lofty one, my friend.
At first, I was going to laugh, and then I realized, oh,
That's a lofty one.
that's a great one.
But
oh,
Ian
I'm
seems
nervous.
young. Ian, you're in your early 20s, I believe. If I remember
I think he might be in high school.
Is he a 17-year-old?
I think so. Senior in high school,
So it's
I think?
probably true for him.
He's got a better chance than we do. Especially now that 2 private citizens are going to be going around the moon and back.
Pretty crazy.
That's insane, isn't it?
And how long of a trip is that?
7 days.
7 days?
Yeah.
And you just pop up there, go around the moon.
And then you do this, basically. We're kind of doing almost what they're doing, sans the moon part. Isn't that awesome? That's going to happen. It's currently a race between NASA and SpaceX. Trump actually wants to put people on the first test flight of the SLS rocket, NASA's upcoming super heavy lifter. And the problem is, it's never been tested before, but we used to do that all the time. The first space shuttle, we put people on it before it had ever flown at all. And all this stuff has been flown before. The boosters are from a space shuttle. The main engines are right from a space shuttle. So there's nothing inherently that dangerous about it. So I kind of support that. And they would probably be doing that in 2018 or 2019. And same with SpaceX. And they're going to both be doing a moon flyby.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're going to see who does it first. And no matter what, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. Whoever does it,
Competition
great.
makes the world go round.
Yeah. Although SpaceX and NASA aren't really in competition. That is something that I want to dispel that a little bit. Because people think NASA's so mad SpaceX is doing that. No, they're not.
And doesn't NASA pay SpaceX to do certain things for them?
Yeah. And that's where people go well, they're probably pissed that they're using their money for that. No, they aren't. They're excited that they're sharing the love.
competition.
Yeah.
It's Rocky and Apollo Creed on the beach in a race.
Yeah.
When they used to run like this in the movies. Hey, your wife just texted me. She told me that your music is not only playing over our stream, but also through the whole house audio system. Into the basement.
I think that's my phone. My phone did that twice now, actually. It just keeps doing that. Yep.
We got it. We just put that fire out.
Yeah, done.
Great job.
Now I can actually.
We are ready for space.
Now I can sleep in the bed tonight instead of.
Out on the back porch.
Yeah.
With the cat.
With the cat. The cat that had surgery last week.
I love
But
that
is
photo.
doing great.
I love that photo you did.
Thank you. That was a fun one, wasn't it? Just a silly old cat.
Yeah.
We actually photoshopped the helmet. It was 100% fake. I mean, she had the cone on her head, but we photoshopped the helmet.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Matterio. Boeing is in competition with SpaceX as well, it seems like. So yeah, we got Boeing, SpaceX, I know one of them, the Sky Blue.
I'll tell you this. Think about stinky armpits.
Blue Origin.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
That's the most unfortunate thing about that company, I think, is the
BO.
Is BO.
Yeah, well, it's really, they're just being honest. That's what you're going to have about day 3 of space. It's going to smell like a big old BO factory.
That's very true. I'm tired of waiting for this, so let's look at this. We're going to do it again if we don't do something about it. This is probably more like what it really was in real life, where it's re-entering
Just a little pop.
And it would have popped up a little bit, because right now we're actually going up. But we want to stay kind of in this atmosphere. So we raise our, it's raising altitude in real life. And this is something like what it would have been. But in real life, this thing ended up blowing up. So maybe we won't even end up doing parachutes. What is that?
Let it blow up?
Yeah, because that's what they did. They said, see ya. Yoink.
Boom, done.
Ta-da!
Turns out Gaming with Saber's going to bed.
Oh man, hey, thank you, Gaming. Good seeing you. Sorry, I have not been on here lately, guys, and I appreciate the patience. It's been crazy lately.
Your life has been crazy.
My life has been crazy.
You were at SpaceX 2 weeks ago.
I was just at SpaceX.
Presenting to the people.
Yeah, that's great.
Inspiring. It's really inspiring.
That's pretty much what they paid me to do, which is crazy.
You know what I see it as, though? I don't see it as you inspiring them. I see it as
mutual.
No, I see it as you displaying to them the impact that they're having on society.
That's kind of
like, hey, you guys are reaching actual regular people.
Yeah.
And here's a guy that's so excited about it that he is reaching kids and other people. That's why it's so awesome.
I think that's literally a good reason why they did that. Yeah.
It's great, man.
It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And someone asked, what was SpaceX like? SpaceX is great. It was my second time there, first time like extended there. It was it's really cool. It's like the coolest factory in the world, because everything's like super open, and the engineers work in the same building as everyone. Like, so that the people assembling the rocket can talk to the people designing the rocket. There's this big open communication between everyone, and it's really smart, and it's really cool, and it's like the coolest place to live. It's all white, stark white. They had to like design this special painted concrete on the floor to handle all the heavy moving rockets and stay white. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. They had to like stay off this one section for like 2 weeks. Okay, we're gonna have to go all the way around again. I did not mean for this to take anywhere near this. Like, this is literally about probably what that would have looked like the first time in real life. So just is gonna pop back up. Yeah. Why will one go? Wait, who will go 1 megameters? NASA or SpaceX? 1 megameters.
What is a megameter?
That I don't know.
MCI1, what is a megameter? That sounds like 1,000,000 meters. Is that about how far Saturn is? 1,000,000 meters?
I have never heard the word megameter. But yeah. Some live stream is most impressive take in other ways. Sorry, I don't know what that. They saw the live stream. Most impressive tech.
Maybe they were talking about the fact.
Oh yeah. On SpaceX's live streams, yes. Yep. The live streams are awesome. They do such a good job with live streaming. Just to again kind of bring it down, make it normal. 1,000 kilometers per second. That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. That's a long ways away, isn't it? What's the International Space Station orbits at 17,500 miles an hour? What's that in kilometers per second? I have no idea.
Do I need to do a little math? Maybe ask the person.
Or 627 miles per second.
That's a speed that we're talking about? That's not that. Was that Fiji? Did we just fly by on Fiji Island?
Oh, our little Fiji? I was gonna let it burn up.
Wait a minute. Are we literally rolling in right on our...
We just passed it. Yeah.
What are the chances?
Well, if I knew what I was doing, really good.
So were you trying to get
No. This is just odds. You're right. The chances in real life. I'm not gonna deploy chutes. I'm gonna do what they did.
You're gonna let this thing fry.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
you might hit land over there. You might hit Bangladesh over there.
Yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be real bad.
Do you think there's people living over there? Are there people inhabiting this place or just the space station?
Just a space station.
Just money.
Yeah, why? Why?
It's a speed, not a distance. Man, that's really fast.
That's real fast.
Oh, he ran out of heat shield.
Oh, that's good.
Is that a meter saying this is how much heat shield you have left?
And up here it's the ablator. So in real life, this stuff ablates away, like disperses. Yeah, it obliterates itself. Ablates itself. Yeah, and it disperses the heat by flaking off on purpose. You know.
I had a friend who would always flake off. You'd say, "Hey, you want to meet me at the place at this time?" He said, "Yeah," and then you just flake off.
So he was in an ablative heat shield.
Yeah. I think we're gonna shoot this piece of
I think we're gonna land right smack on it. We're slowing down fast. Really fast.
Is the word centrifugal force or centripetal force?
Those are two different things. One is, we're reaching way back to high school physics for me. One is like the circular motion, one is the outward push.
So they're two different things.
Yeah.
But a centrifuge is a circular.
Yeah.
But I heard a guy refer to a circular force as a centripetal force.
It depends on which force you're talking about. If you're talking about the motion going like forward or the one pushing you like outward, I think.
Oh.
Mission control, please.
Because what he did was, it was on a show that I watched with my kids tonight on Discovery.
Yeah.
He put a penny on the tip of a hanger, and then he built the hanger into a diamond. And he held the hanger and he went boom, 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 and the penny stayed there.
Wait, you put the penny where?
Yeah, do you have a hanger? I'll show you. I'm gonna get one, I'll show you. Can I do that?
If you can find, there's no hangers in here.
There you go.
I don't know what you're talking about. He spun.
Yeah, you're right, there's no hanger.
Yeah, I don't have hangers. We don't do hangers. We live in the future where there's no hangers.
So he took a hanger, a metal hanger. Picture a
Yeah.
metal hanger.
Yeah, I can do that.
And he bent it into a diamond, the main part of it,
Yeah.
the thing that's a triangle. He bent it into a diamond.
Right.
And then it still got the hook at the bottom. And on
Yeah.
that hook, he set a penny. And then he put his finger in the top of the diamond.
Oh, you
and
started
started
whooping it?
spinning it.
I think that'd still be hard to balance that penny.
He did it! And he's called it centripetal force. I was like, this guy who seems to be an expert has misspoken. But apparently that is a word. Oh, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't mess up the definition here. But
You did mess it all up.
sorry. Grasslands. We're in the grasslands.
We're just gonna let her crash. This is exactly what they tried to avoid. We did two things they were trying to avoid. One, crashing over people, and two, we could just deploy.
Are we just
ships.
dropping straight down? Because it seemed like we had so much, so much horizontal action. How did it get translated into this?
through that air? The air slowed us down so much that
So now we're just falling.
We're just falling.
Hey, hang on, little fellas. Nobody's wow. Oh, and it's just part of it.
Just gone. Yeah.
She's probably 10 feet. She gone. It's probably 10 feet under there.
It's going 268.5 meters per second.
That's pretty
so
fast,
That's
man.
really fast. Yeah, that's like
She just
several hundred miles an hour.
Well, at least there's no cleanup.
There's no cleanup.
That's the way that we should hit them all.
Just let them.
Speed up now, sir.
They talked about that on. They talked about it on The Martian. They say something like, "We're just gonna let it. We're gonna do something where they don't do parachutes or anything. They just like splatter into the gun. And then Matt Damon was supposed to go find all the pieces and just get the food from there.
That was where they're gonna give this.
That was like one of someone's like ideas, and they're like, "We can't do that." Someone out there will probably know exactly.
That's how they're gonna give them the supplies that they need.
Yeah.
Just slam a thing into
Slam a
Mars.
thing into it. What did they call that? Like a direct something. I don't remember what they called it, but it was hilarious. I guarantee someone out there in Mission Control will know.
We got a lot of questionnaires out here along with myself. They said you had the chutes. Why not just pull them and
Because we were trying to kind of do what they were doing.
they crashed, we crashed.
Yeah, they crashed, we crashed. You know? We messed up the mission anyway. So we're just we're going in true to fashion. We're going Zond 4 on it.
Going on for
Zond 4. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our sign-off because we had a very successful mission.
you were. I gotta say, obviously I don't know anything about space. I don't know anything about science for the most part. I don't know anything about physics, and I definitely don't know anything about this game. But every week, I'm blown away by your ability to nail it every single time.
Well, I didn't quite nail it. We went way looping out there too far today.
Still, you nailed it, man.
Yeah, other than that, we nailed it, yeah. Hey, good hand.
Yeah, I didn't want to give you that one.
What if you did? Hey, I realized I tidied up my stupid call sign at the end. You know how I've been like working on this back and forth?
Yeah.
I realized I'm not gonna go over and out. That's not me.
No.
I say the everyday astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. Duh.
Why wouldn't you say that?
Why,
your
that's my like motto. Duh. What's yours?
I'm gonna keep on trucking.
I love it. Just gets worse each week. I'm just a guy. I love that one. There's
Oh
one
my
where-
god, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy, though. Maybe that's yours to call off. Before we do quit, I do want one quick little reminder. I want to again thank my patron supporters, those people out there that donate $1 a month or more to help make the show possible. A huge shout out to my Patreon members. You guys are awesome. Be sure and check out my Instagram if you're not familiar with that. Instagram.com/everydayastronaut. And while you're at it, if you want, you can check out my web store too. everydayastronaut.com. Click on shop. And that's the web store. So, yes, as a matter of
Tell
fact,
us what they could buy.
well, they could buy a mug. some prints, a t-shirt.
I love this mug.
Yeah, it's great.
It's big too.
It is. It's
I like a
good
lot
size
of
one.
coffee. And
This one's too small. This Astronaut one, I love it.
Is that?
It really is a cat astronaut.
Is it yours?
I mean, I didn't. It's not for the store.
You didn't make this.
No, but I did get this for my birthday, which I love. It's a little on the small side though. But for those of you tuned in live, which is all of you right now, if you're hearing this, you're obviously live. Stick around. I'm gonna just take a real quick break and get out of the spacesuit, and we're gonna play around in Kerbal. Uncle Dad's gonna go to a band practice. But yeah, we're gonna call it a day here. But please stick around. We're gonna have fun, and I'll be a lot more engaged with mission control during that
I
portion.
think so too. Yeah, you won't be quite as focused on
On the mission, we can just have fun. Yeah.
Great minds think alike every time, don't they?
Every time.
Oh,
Every
man,
time.
As smart as you.
Well, let's get your sign off going.
I'm Dad. I'm gonna keep trucking.
I hate that. And I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. 1, 4, 6.